5 to 6 p.m.
Power Business. You're back on Power Business. Business. BEE, Masana Petroleum. That has done a BEE, that's completed a transaction with this broad-based Black Economic Empowerment Consortium that will see new partners acquire 35% stake in the business after two of its founding shareholders exercise their right to realize the value in the company. The new consortium will consist of three black ventures capital firm, namely Ata Capital, Kwande Capital, and Identity Capital. Partners will, with extensive experience as fund managers across a wide range of sectors, such as mining, energy, infrastructure, telecom, and financial services. In the studio today, I'm joined by Abi Raichora. I hope I'm not pronouncing it in Pedi, Managing Director of Masana Petroleum Solutions, and Shakes Matiwaza, CEO of Kwanda Capital. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
I'm very happy to be here today. And as I was reading through it, I can see that this is a real BE. Can you tell us why there was a need for this transaction? Can I start with you, Abi?
Yes. Our founding shareholders, Mineworkers Investment Company and WDB, have basically decided to realize their value after being with us for over 10 years. So it was a strategic decision for them, and they have benefited significantly from being investors in Masana. We are very happy to welcome new investors into Masana.
You know, BE transactions sometimes, there's no value. You know, the people suffer from lots of debt. How does this differ from other BE deals?
So, in this deal, the shareholders are investing in a company that basically is growing, a company that is profitable, and a company whose business model is one where we've got strong cash flow generation. Certainly MIC and WDB have benefited significantly from this investment. Masana Petroleum Solutions is in the petroleum sector. We're basically serving corporate South Africa. And to the extent that the corporate South Africa grows, the mining sector, the logistics sector, the manufacturing sector, as it grows, it requires fuel. It requires fuel to move all the trucks. It requires fuels to run factories. And really that's the growth outlook for Masana. Certainly the new shareholders coming in will benefit from that growth.
I actually wanted to bring Shakes in the discussion to say, what are the benefits for the mine workers? What do you see being the main benefit out of this transaction?
I guess you mean the benefit for the new shareholders coming in, yeah. We basically, just by brief background, we are an energy focus on balance sheet private equity business, being one of the partners, and the other shareholder coming in is basically a private equity business that's basically managed third-party funds, and the final shareholder coming in is an investment company owned by women. So we are basically a partnership of investors that are coming in looking for value in the long term. And from a Kwande perspective, we are chemical engineers who've got experience in the oil industry. We've played in this sector for a long time, and we understand the sector very well. As Masana positions itself for future growth, we believe that we will add our experience from the past to basically to the benefit of Masana, both from a strategy perspective and an M&A perspective and a organic growth perspective. We believe that we are well positioned to do that, and given our experience in this sector.
What is the value of this deal and how is it structured?
Well, I guess we call it a BE transaction from the fact that we are replacing a BE shareholder, but it's not your typical BE transaction from what we've come to know. It's basically these three firms have come in, invested their own money, and we acquired the stake from the exiting shareholders. So it was a transaction between two shareholders without the facilitation of the sponsor being BP per se. So it's a transaction that took place between a willing seller, willing buyer, and it was in the region of 330 million.
And this is all self-funding from the three parties?
All self-funded from the three parties that are coming into the transaction.
What is your view? I mean, you just said to us, this is not like a normal BE transaction where shares get to be sold in a BE. What is your view about broad-based black economic empowerment, especially in the sector that what have you seen? Are BE deals getting better? Are we better? Are we clever in structuring them now? Being in the
Yes, I mean, obviously, BE itself is a very necessary strategy to have in the industry, particularly in the petroleum industry, because it's basically petroleum industry is really an anchor to the growth of the economy. So as the economy grows, you need to have the participation and the presence of black shareholders in the long term. So I think it's basically a necessary aspect of doing business in South Africa, and so we are quite excited to be involved in this, and we believe that going forward, obviously, the BE transactions are becoming a bit more commercial than they were before, and hence this transaction has really been a commercial transaction 100%.
And this is in line with your strategy of where you want to see yourself growing in this?
I think we believe, as a firm, we believe that there's a lot of opportunities in the what we call the secondary BE market, per se, where the original BE deals happened and the shareholders that were there right from the beginning are now in the money and they need to exit their investments, and we see an opportunity in that space where we can come in and help the companies that we're investing in to grow their businesses in the long term, given the experience that we have garnered from our various professional backgrounds.
And Abi, your strategy as Masana Petroleum in this on acquisition generally, where we're heading to?
That's it. So we are basically focused on the B2B market. Our strategy is one of quality growth. It's one of providing security of supply to our customers. We serve over 200 customers in very diverse range of the South African economy. And our strategy also involves strategic partnership. And in this case, we have BP South Africa as a key strategic partner, providing quality product and technology that allows us to market that into the South African market.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, gentlemen. I really wish you a prosperous marriage that you've entered into today, and hope to read more about this relationship going forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was the BE transaction of Masana Petroleum with their 3B partners, Atta Capital, Kwande Capital, and Identity Capital. Thank you very much, Kwande and Shakes.
You're listening to Power Business, 5 to 6 p.m.
Good afternoon. I was just looking at the time and say the time is going so quickly. Thank you very much for joining me in Power Business. And I'd just like to extend my gratitude to the leadership of Power FM for allowing me to take we've got a caller on the line. Oh, Ntabeli, because you had to call, right?
Yes, I had to call and say thank you very much on behalf of all the young women for the great work that you have done and that you are currently doing as the group CFO. And we look up to you and thank you so much for your guidance, for your leadership. And we're looking forward to working with you guys even for the future.
This is a power woman. Ntabeleng.
Yes.
Ntabeleng is a poor woman that is establishing her own bank. I tell you, you have to know this name. Very soon we'll be reading everywhere. The next call on the line. Thank you, Ntabeleng. The next call on the line is Mengele from Wingate Park, Pretoria East. Hi, Smangele. Oh, no.
How are you?
I'm okay. And you?
I'm so fine. Wow. You know what? I just want to congratulate you for your great achievement as a CFO of the year. What an achievement.
Wow.
This shows that you really put an effort in everything that you do in your work. It might not have been easy for you. It's not an easy road. You can imagine out of all the CFOs and then they just choose you. Wow. Thank God for you. Huh?
Thank you.
I just also want to say that you are a great inspiration to all of us. You know, even in our church, by the way, you are a great inspiration.
Thank you, Sissy.
God bless you. I hope you get another one even next year and other years to come.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. I think the last call on the line is Kuku Kumalo before we go to the news. I'm good, Mbawenokai.
I'm well, thank you. I just want to say congratulations and well done.
Thank you, Sissy. I really appreciate it.
Quite often we hear only negative remarks.